Dearest students, I hope you are in healthy and hearty condition. After a long time, once again I welcome you in your online YouTube English class, English Paradise. I am your English felicitator Avijit sir, brought out the second part of the chapter The Thief Story today. So here we go. Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat up on the floor, considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. My hand slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil shied in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. When I was on the road, I began to run. I had the notes at my waist, held there by the string of my pajamas. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. So, students, what is written here? First, I will explain some difficult words like beam. What is beam? Beam is a ray of shaft or light, right? It is called beam. Crept. If you move slowly and carefully in order to avoid being heard or noticed, means you want to be undetected. So it is known as crept, right? Next word is drew. Drew means pull or drag. Okay. Shied. Shied means emitting a long and deep audible breath expressing sadness, relief and tiredness, right? And startled is a word which means feeling or showing sudden shock or alarm. So what is written in this paragraph, that is very important to understand. It is clearly written that Anil was just asleep that time and Hari started his work when he was sleeping. There was a little bit light over Anil's bed because of the moonlight that was coming from the window. Hari sat on the floor and planned that if he took the money, he could leave the city by the 10:30 p.m. Lucknow express train. Hari then crawled towards the bed and slipped his hand slowly inside the bed mattress. He looked at Anil, who was sleeping peacefully without a single line on his face, and Hari's face had so many scars on it. He realized that although he was much younger than Anil, he had such a bad appearance due to his wrong thinking. On the other hand, Anil was carefree and thought good for other people, because of which he had such a nice and beautiful face. It is written that Hari then took out the notes without making any sound. Right? Anil took a breath in his sleep and turned his side. He was directly facing Hari, which scared him a bit, and Hari quickly left the room. As soon as Hari left the room and was on the road, he started running and had kept the notes in his pajamas. He had tied it with the string of his pajamas. Then, after some time, Hari slowed down and counted the notes. He had 12 notes of 50 rupees each, which made it 600 rupees. Then Hari thought to himself that with this much money he could live a luxurious life like an Arabian sheikh for at least 2 weeks. Next paragraph it is written, when I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life, but dashed straight to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed, and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages, but I hesitated for some reason, and that is unexplainable, and I lost the chance to get away. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. I had no idea where to spend that particular night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help. And I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed, Anil. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. The greedy man showed fear. The rich man showed anger. The poor man showed acceptance. But I knew that on his face, when he discovered the theft, would show only a touch of sadness, not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. I found myself in the maiden and sat down on a bench. The night was chilly. It was early November, and a light drizzle added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin, and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. So here some difficult words are there, like dashed. What is dashed? Dashed means quickly running towards something is known as dashed. Carriages, it means any of the separate sections of a train that carry passengers. Hesitated, pause, okay, or stop for some time, indecision before saying or doing something. Deserted is a place that is empty, actually empty of people. Curious means eager to know or learn something. Robbed, take property unlawfully from a person or place by force or threat of force. Bazaar, it's market. Maidan, a park. And drizzle, light rain falling in very fine drops. So what is the main analysis or idea of this composition of this particular paragraph? When Hari reached the station, he straight away went to the platform without buying a ticket, as he had never bought a ticket in his life. He had always travelled without a ticket. When he reached the platform, the Lucknow Express in which he had to go was just leaving the platform. The train was still slow, so he could have easily jumped and got on one of the carriages, but he did not do so. There was a bit of hesitation in him. Even he did not understand why he had that hesitation inside him, and because of that he could not board the train. After some time, when the train had left, Hari found himself all alone at the empty platform. Hari did not know where would he spend the night. He did not have any friends whom he could go to, as he used to think that friends were more of a trouble than being helpful. He did not even want to stay at any of the small hotels at that because this would attract the attention. He knew only one person very well knew him, and he had robbed him as well. As Hari was walking through the bazaar after leaving the station, he was thinking of his observations as a thief. In a short career span, he had realized that although everybody, from rich to poor, shows different reactions to losing their goods, but Anil would only be little disappointed or sad. That too would not be because he lost his money, but because he has lost trust that he had on Hari. He would be sad that he trusted someone so much and the person had betrayed him. Hari was walking when he reached a park. He sat on a bench. As it was the month of November, the night was a bit chilly, and then the drizzle added to the discomfort that Hari was going through. It started raining quite heavily, and Hari's shirt and pajamas stuck to his body. Cold wind was blowing across Hari's face. Next paragraph, I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain on his money. In the morning he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. But now I had it all. I could not cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected person, was something else. I should go back to Anil. I told myself if only to learn to read and write. I hurried back to the room, feeling very nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway. In clouded moonlight, Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. I woke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50-rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you will be paid regularly. My spirits rose, but when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. Today we will start writing sentences, he said. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. So students, here some difficult words like shelter. Shelter means a place giving temporary protection from bad weather or danger. Clock tower, a tower typically forming part of church or civic building with a large clock at the top. Midnight, 12 o'clock at night. Damps is slightly wet. Cinema, probably theater that is shown for the public entertainment. Hurried means done in a hurry or rushed. Undetected, not detected or discovered. Clouded means make or become less clear or transparent. So what is the analysis of this paragraph? It is written that then Hari went back towards the bazaar and sat under the shelter of the clock tower to escape getting wet. It was 12 o'clock by the clock tower. Hari checked the notes and they were wet. Then again Hari started thinking that it was Anil's money, and if he had not stolen it, Anil would have surely given him 2 to 3 rupees to go for a movie. But now, as he had stolen it, it had it all. He won't be able to make tea or do groceries for Anil anymore, nor would be able to learn to write whole sentences ever. He had not realized that he would be losing all this in the excitement of stealing the money. He knew that if he could learn to read and write, he could earn much more money than these few hundred rupees, and that too honestly. He knew that it was very easy to steal something from someone, but sometimes it was that easy to get caught as well. He knew that if he learned to read and write, he could surely become a big and respected person one day. Then Hari told himself that he should go back if he wanted to learn to read and write, and also if he wanted to be a big man one day. Hari went back to Anil's room and was very nervous because he knew that it was much more difficult to return the stolen things, but he was able to put the notes back to its safer place. He slept then. Next morning Anil woke up first and prepared tea for Hari and assured him that from that day he would be paid on regular basis. Hari took the notes, and feeling those notes weighed, he was disappointed and embarrassed too, but he understood the value of trust and generosity. So this is the end of the chapter. I do hope that the students can easily access to the chapter and comprehend it well, but still if you have any queries or doubts, so feel yourself free to put your valuable comments in my comment section. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. So meeting you in the next video ahead.